I would like to talk about some of the possible agenda items of G7 Hiroshima Summit to be held in May of this year. And I wonder if any of you have been to Hiroshima or Nagasaki. Could you raise your hands? There are some, but I take it's like maybe less than 10%. And hopefully, many of you will come to visit Japan and visit Hiroshima and Nagasaki. As you are aware, the world is facing so many challenges, and many of the issues, the items to be discussed at this year's G7 Hiroshima Summit would be very, very difficult challenges to tackle. We are thinking about, say, roughly 7 main topics to discuss among the leaders. Number one, regional situations, including Russian invasion of Ukraine, or from the Japanese viewpoint, free and open Indo-Pacific. Number two, nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation. Of course, Prime Minister Kishida is from Hiroshima. So he has a very strong attachment to promoting nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation. Number three is economic security, which Professor Schwab touched upon earlier this morning. And number four, climate and energy, followed by food, health, and development issues. So there are so many agenda items that we need to discuss. And starting from the issues of Russian invasion against Ukraine, my Prime Minister has been saying that this is a challenge to the international order based on the rule of law, and this invasion is a grave breach of international law. And he has been saying that today's Ukraine could be tomorrow's Asia. And this is his straightforward message. And we have been imposing strict sanctions against Russia, and also trying to support Ukraine from a humanitarian point of view, and receiving Ukrainian evacuees. On Indo-Pacific, actually, late Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was a promoter of this concept. And he made a speech in August 2007 at the Indian Parliament, talking about confluences of two oceans. And Indo-Pacific means the connectivities between Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean. And this is the center of growth. And naturally, the Middle East, this area, is also the center of the Indo-Pacific. And we need to make sure that this region remains peaceful and prosperous. For example, we import 35% of oil from the UAE, which we are grateful. And UAE has been very stable supplier of energy for Japan. So we need to make sure that this region remains free and open, and we need to promote freedom of navigation or overflight or peaceful settlement of disputes, and promoting free trade. On nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation, we are very much concerned that Mr. Putin is talking about the threat of nuclear weapons, the use of nuclear weapons. We need to improve transparencies surrounding a nuclear program, and we are actually hoping that there will be more visitors coming to see Hiroshima and Nagasaki today. Economic security, Japanese economy is hit by the pandemic and economic security challenges. So now we are trying to come up with a new supply chain, including critical minerals. And these are the common agendas that we are facing, and we want to promote science and technology cooperation with like-minded countries, including on issues like AI, quantum, or biotechnology. Climate and energy, Japan is committed to the goal of 2050 net zero, and we are carrying out very aggressive green transformation. And in fact, on this issue, we are working very closely with the UAE government, and we are very supportive for the UAE's presidency of COP28 later this year. And for this to happen, we need to make sure that there will be partnership to be built between the governments, private sector, NGOs, and other stakeholders. So these are challenging issues, and this is something Professor Schwab mentioned. It is indispensable that we will create new partnership under capitalism, and this is something that the Prime Minister Kishida has been advocating under the name of new form of capitalism. We need to address three major issues. Number one, income disparity. Number two, the gap between the center and the local regions. Number three, climate change. So unless we upgrade the versions of our capitalism, we may not be able to sustain our society. So this is something we are trying to invest in new technologies, in renewable energies, and Prime Minister Kishida started to advocate introduction of next generation nuclear power plants in Japan. It took us some years to arrive at this stage because of Fukushima nuclear power plant disaster in 2011. And we are making sure that our nuclear power plants remain safe and introducing new technologies. We are also trying to make use of hydrogen, ammonia, among others, so that we could achieve net zero by 2050. We have been very proactively engaging with Asian economies, and we have been promoting this concept of initiative of Asia Energy Transition Initiative. And this is something we wish to work, of course, not only with Asia, but also with the Middle East or Africa and beyond. And because my time is running out, I will just mention briefly food security issues are very important. Russian invasion of Ukraine have brought about these energy security and food security challenges and health issues. We need to learn lessons from the COVID-19 crisis, and we need to make sure that we have all sustainable, universal health coverage. So I guess my time is up, and thank you for your listening. And please come to Japan. Thank you.